Are there any non-human living organisms, such as plants or animals or insects or microorganisms, that exhibit suicidal tendencies or engage in self-destructive behavior, leading to their own death? Right. There are cases in which this happens. It's more of, who was it? Altruistic suicide. Somebody said, I forget the name of the sociologist who came up with altruistic suicide. I am sure some of our viewers will know who it was. Anyway, so let's talk about a colony of ants. A colony of ants, when it comes under attack by a predator, let's say a wasp or a hornet or something, then in certain species of ant, the ants can the worker ants can self-destruct and release some sticky chemicals or some noxious chemicals that ward off the attacker, the predator. So they do it. They destroy their body and die, essentially commit suicide for an altruistic purpose, to protect the hive, the ant hill or ant hive, and to protect the queen. Similarly, among bees and hornets, etc., I am sure there is similar behavior also. Worker bees, drones, etc., they some of in some species they exhibit some such tendencies. Then, when it comes to animals like the octopus, so when an octopus lays eggs, it stops eating, and it simply its entire duty once it has laid the eggs is to protect those eggs in certain species of octopus. And they stop eating, they stop doing anything for themselves, and they just watch over the eggs until the eggs hatch, and then they die. So that is the kind of biological evolution it is, that your sole purpose is to eat and grow and get large to a certain size, attain maturity, uh, mate, reproduce, lay your eggs, and then watch over those eggs until they hatch, and then you die. And then the same process continues over again in the next generation of octopi. So that is what you have in octopuses or octopi. And then there is the what else do we have? I think that there was this myth that lemmings commit suicide. The lemmings are a species of rodent that is found in the far northern regions, in the Arctic Circle and so on. So these rodents, they migrate in large numbers, and sometimes they end up in the wrong place and they can fall off hills. So it looks like, and because there is this herd behavior, sheep like behavior, they don't see what's far away, they just see what the guy in front of you is doing. And that's why if he's falling off the cliff and everyone's pressing from behind, you end up falling off a cliff. So they don't do this intentionally, but sometimes it's been seen to happen, apparently, that lemmings in large numbers fall off a cliff and fall into the ocean, or fall a large from a large height, and most of them die. So, but it's not a suicidal behavior, it's just something that happens by accident. Then you have certain aquatic animals, like dolphins, like porpoises, like whales, cetaceans, that beach themselves. Now, beaching is not understood very well. Why do certain whales, why do certain dolphins, etc., beach themselves? So these animals, whales and dolphins, these are actually animals, they're not fish. They have lungs, they breathe like us. They have to rise to the surface every so often, take a deep breath of air, and then go and do whatever business they conduct under the water surface. But they have to rise up periodically to breathe. So if one of these animals becomes beached on a beach away from the water, it won't lead to their death immediately, because they have lungs and they can just survive out of the water. But what happens is that their skin, it once it comes in contact with the air for an extended period of time, and when there's sunlight, it kind of dries out very rapidly, and then that causes their terrible slow death. That's what happens. And in the case of large whales, if you are beached, then their body mass is so large that it eventually squashes their organs and their lungs, and they die a terrible death. So I'm not sure if it is very well understood why these animals sometimes beach themselves in very large numbers. Maybe it is just accidental, something that happens accidentally. Maybe they're migrating, and maybe they come too close to the shore, and then there's a tide or whatever. I'm not sure what happens, but it is you could say it is suicidal behavior because it ends in their deaths. So yeah, there are many examples of animals that do exhibit such tendencies and behaviors. In the case of insects, etc., it is an altruistic suicide. They give up their lives in order to safeguard the hive or the community, and especially the queen. In octopuses, it's about passing, ensuring the survival of your offspring, of your descendants, so spreading of your genes. And in the case of whales, etc., it's not understood why they beach themselves. But yeah, there are, like I just say, there are multiple examples of such behavior.